A senior doctor on board the Ruby Princess says she was surprised that passengers were allowed to disembark in Sydney last month. The doctor is the first person to give evidence to the public inquiry, which began today. The cruise liner has been given official orders to leave Australian waters by tomorrow night. It doesn't leave much time for chartered flights to be organised for the hundreds of stranded crew members still wanting to get off the ship. Here's crime reporter Mark Reddie.
Welcomed with a luxury hotel room, but not for long. Hours after settling in, 9 crew, including 2 Italians, were put back on a bus.
Hold on.
And under police escort, driven straight to the airport. Others got to stay the night, including Irish singer Giselle O'Meara, who tested positive for coronavirus while on the Ruby Princess.
We're finally on our way home, which is unbelievably exciting.
The repatriation continued in Port Kembla today, but it was slow, uncertain and at times confusing.
Please know we are working through all the necessary approvals to make this happen before the ship sails. But there are a number of challenges to overcome.
115 crew members from 9 countries were loaded onto buses. Some were dropped at hotels, others put straight onto planes. 21 of them are infected with COVID-19, forced to quarantine in hotels for 14 days. As more crew checked into hotels, a public inquiry began hearing evidence about the Ruby Princess debacle. One of the ship's doctors said there was no way of testing for coronavirus before the vessel docked in Sydney last month.
Because we could not analyse any samples.
But it goes without saying that you were not testing everybody on board, were you?
No.
Even though flu swabs were taken of some sick passengers, all were allowed to disembark at Circular Quay.
I was surprised that we were allowed to do that without waiting for the results to come through.
And the fact that there were still outstanding COVID-19 swabs for people on board, passengers on board that were unwell with flu-like symptoms, it was also a risk to allow those people to go out amongst the community.
I would agree with you.
With the ship given official orders to leave tomorrow, there's this warning from the Police Commissioner.
Everyone's had plenty of time to organise charter flights, including Carnival.
And some consulates, including the Philippines, are now scrambling to get stranded crew on flights before the ship finally heads home. Mark Reddie, ABC News, Sydney.